morning. When I was a young man, there was a movie that came out. This is not working?
Oh, it's good.
Oh, good. Thank you. Technology, it's a wonderful thing. I'm wired this morning. But it was a movie that came out called 2001: A Space Odyssey. Any of you old enough to remember that? Yeah, what happened? Oh, it scared us because we thought, okay, machines are really going to take over the world, particularly if you're living in outer space. And of course, we thought people would never be able to live in outer space, and of course, we have the International Space Station that is out there now where astronauts are staying months at a time. But you know, the movie was so perfect because here was this machine in control of their entire lives. And they controlled all the locks and all of the airlocks and all the chambers within the space system. And they could lock you out in outer space if they wanted to. And so they took on their own personalities. And we sort of laughed and thought, well, that's a funny science fiction movie. And here we are today, where it seems to me that most of the world is managed by broadband, apps, and software. You really can't do a whole lot, particularly in economic development and education and healthcare. Well, that's about everything, isn't it? If you don't have some of those. Now, wireless is really cool, and the satellites, it still amazes me each time I'm able to pull up all the knowledge in the known world on my iPhone. Just imagine where we're at now. I would hate to be the guy at Funkin' Wagnalls. You remember they used to actually print these things called encyclopedias, and you would have to go pull them out and look stuff up. Now all we got to do is just Google it. It doesn't matter what it is, or just a search engine. I use Google as sort of just a broad term. But any knowledge that exists in the known world today that they can put out there, some we don't even want, is at the touch of your fingertips. When I visit companies all around the state of Mississippi, and you know we're in the top 10 for advanced manufacturing in Mississippi. We make the most advanced warships on the planet. Not just in Mississippi, not just in the nation, but in the world. The most advanced warships are made right at Ingalls in Pascagoula, Mississippi. If you go to Forest, Mississippi, the most advanced dynamic radar systems known to man being manufactured in Forest, Mississippi. Now, if you think they're not using a lot of software and a lot of code over there, you know better. You see, I was in Brookhaven just the other day with Primos Outdoors. Anybody know about Primos? Any duck hunters in here, turkey hunters like me? Well, I hate to tell you, but software now is designing every one of those calls. The machines that are advanced systems now that you put in a beautiful piece of wood, close the door, water begins to spray everywhere. You key in the type of call that you would like, and in a few minutes it drops out the other side. The software that's constantly changing so that we will know what pitch the particular tom may want to hear. The particular color of that call. 1 million calls a year being made there at Primos in Brookhaven, Mississippi. So you don't think of turkey and duck calls as advanced manufacturing, but indeed that's exactly what it is. It doesn't matter if I'm at one of our beautiful research universities, like Mississippi State University, which has become the center of excellence for the Federal Aviation Administration UAV, UAS systems. Now think about that. There were about 25 different universities nationwide that was applying to be the center of excellence. Not the center of mediocrity, not the center of maybe the last guy in the room, but the center of excellence to determine with research and development how UAVs will work in the future. How those flying machines and the code that they will be encrypted with, how high they'll fly. What type of fuels you'll be allowed to use on them. What the payloads will be. We'll be able to sell them and control them. Can you put weapons on them? No, probably not that. But of course, we know that the military has been able to do that very successfully. You see, General Atomics has been making the Predator drone for some time now and fighting the war on terror. 8 different divisions of General Atomics now are in Shannon, Mississippi. Moved from California to Shannon, Mississippi. The advanced technology and code that's being applicated there is beyond anything I can begin to understand. I punched the button to begin the advanced manufacturing to make the first circuit board there for General Atomics. I don't even know what they're using it for because they wouldn't tell me. You don't need to know. Just punch this button and this machine will begin to assemble a circuit board that will be in some of the most advanced equipment made by General Atomics. Shannon, Mississippi. As I go to Nissan and see what's happening there with the robotics and the advanced manufacturing systems, 8 different vehicles are being used there. Some more complex than aircraft. Some of those vehicles have more systems in them than a King Air would have. Manufactured at not Canton, Canton, Mississippi. So where do we get the workforce of the future? But you see, today, it is all about the code. It is about the technology. And every child in every community and every school must have that opportunity. We cannot segregate knowledge and opportunity. So, the best and the brightest young men and women are out there just waiting. I would think that there would come a point where we would require some type of coding class within our educational system. Required. So you're going to take math, science, coding, yeah. So when you're standing there in the hallway and you go, dude, what you doing? Well, I'm taking coding this semester. Good luck with that. Yeah, they love it. You see, when I was teaching at Mississippi College, every one of my students would come in, it was college, and open their laptop, and we'd begin our night of lecturing and study. For so many years, if you would bring one of these into the school system, we'd call your parents and say, we caught little Johnny. He was sneaking in an electronic device. Oh my goodness. We're finally beginning to wake up and say, let him have it. Good. Good. See, we've got so much work to do. We can't leave anybody out. And we're going to need them. As rapidly as telemedicine is advancing, as quickly as the defense industry are needing, as advanced as automobiles are, as soon as we began to complete our research and development at Mississippi State University on UAVs and UASs, all of it's going to be code. All of it's going to be here. We're going to work hard to make sure that we do that. We worked hard to get that center of excellence at Mississippi State. Secretary Fox, Secretary of Transportation, and I spent a lot of time on the phone together. He has relatives in the Mississippi Delta. Oh yeah, I would love to find that out. We were almost kin before we got through talking. But I had to convince him that Mississippi had the capabilities and the students and the workforce to be able to deliver that center of excellence for the Federal Aviation Administration. Where other little universities like Ohio State and Auburn were trying, we could deliver. We could deliver. And we are. So I want to thank you. People I see in this room today know much more about technology than I do. You know much more about coding and broadband capabilities, apps. I get that. But what my responsibility is as governor is to make sure that we utilize what you know to the fullest extent to save lives. Not just to make our information faster. As I look at my grandson every morning, we got to where we actually demand that you've got to send a video. We haven't seen it this morning, 7:30. I want to see what he's doing. It's saving lives. At some point with this device in someone's home, some physician will say, you need to get to the emergency room now because you've got a blocked artery, or we think a stroke is imminent. And we're going to save somebody's life. Men and women that will go to Mars one day and return safely to Earth will be because of some of the code that we're developing at the supercomputer at the NASA Center, now the Stennis Space Center in Hancock County. Man may go to Mars one day and return safely to Earth, but he's going to have to pass through Hancock County to get there. We're going to do remarkable things. Free entrepreneurs, opportunity. incentivize technology companies just as if they were automobile companies or steel manufacturers. Tell entrepreneurs, you come to the state of Mississippi, and we're going to make sure that you have every opportunity, no matter where you went to school, no matter what part of the city or county, country you may live in. Your equal opportunity for success in technology is here in Mississippi. And we're going to make it great. Forrest, thank y'all so much for giving me this opportunity.